And a very pleasant good afternoon here from the Kendall Ice Arena in Kendall, Florida. It's the University of Miami and University of South Florida in an ACDC matchup. Justin Cohen here along with Connor Stein. I'm going to give Connor a little bit of a break from doing the play-by-play. He called a lot of goals over the past few days, so hopefully we get some more here and have a good game. It's Miami wearing their Veterans Day camos in white with camo numbering. They're going right to left. USF in the greens going left to right. We're about ready to play hockey here from the Kendall Ice Arena and wrap up this weekend. And here we go. Face-off won by the Bulls, and they're going to take it back behind into their neutral zone. I'm going to be calling them the Bulls, the Ice Bulls, USF. We're going to be using those interchangeably. They are officially the University of South Florida Ice Bulls. They go by the Bulls and USF as well. Here's Ryan Way on the left side for Miami, and he takes it back into the, it does go in the neutral zone eventually off of a USF stick. Played back by the Hurricanes, and they're going to try and set this one up and send it down ice. They can't do it successfully, and it goes all the way back. You'll see some Miami players playing out of position in this one. Rafael Morin, who was in position as a centerman, came up and got upended, lost the puck. It was just chipped down, and Miami will get a change. USF will finish off theirs as well. Played up by the Ice Bulls. That was Trey Wanvig, and also getting in there was Jacob Dunlop. Good battle there, right up against the boards. And it goes in the neutral zone, and the Ice Bulls play it up. This is Marty Shalip. Gets around his man, and getting in there was the goalie Max Hoffman. He makes a save there. Hoffman finished up the last game, played the third period, and now is playing this one as that one goes to the netting and the stoppage and play with 18 minutes, 29 seconds left in the opening frame and a scoreless tie.
Yeah, we had a good game here last night. 9:45 puck drop. The final score of that one is 7-4. It was a good back and forth game, Justin, and we're sure to see a similar one here tonight.
You'll see up in the top left portion of your screen, instead of our normal scorebook, we are just giving you the entire scoreboard. So there's no questions as to what the score is and who's in the box and what's going on in the game. We want to be as transparent as possible and make sure to be as accurate as possible. Here come the Ice Bulls on the right side. Then the slot, a nice shot save made there by Hoffman. Played back by Remy Kagan, but he loses it. There is some help in front there. USF doing a good job of cycling it around. They do get a shot off. Hoffman makes a save and covers up. 17:56 remaining in the opening frame.
Lots of those looks were very similar to what we saw last night. The Bulls really like to just get pucks on net and just hope that Hoffman can cough those pucks up. But Hoffman's played at the level of M3 before at higher division than this, and he's definitely seen higher skills. So we'll see how he settles down.
Played at the level of M3 about 20 minutes ago.
Exactly.
that is technically before, yes. You're not wrong. Battle in the corner there on the near side, and it goes back behind. Actually, Hoffman ended up playing that with the stick right behind the net and almost got it caught up in there. That was Nathan Koo getting a touch on the puck for a second, but he couldn't get a good look. Sent all the way down ice, and this one's not going to go for icing, though. So Miami gives chase. Played back behind. The centering pass was intercepted. I believe, let's see who had that original opportunity, so I'm not going to guess. So the Bulls will reset. Connor, I am smelling freshly baked cookies right now. I don't know if you smell that too.
I think it's that.
I'm a little distracted.
I think you're hallucinating, but there's. I think. No, it's actually that fun. I think there's a funnel cake next to it. That's what it is. It's a funnel cake.
Because it smells like freshly baked cookies, and well, when a guy is a little chunky smells freshly baked cookies, he gets distracted very easily.
To be fair, we haven't eaten in a while either. We've played back-to-back games. So first game at 2:30, the second game of this doubleheader.
That was Vincent Paulgiano that brought it up into the zone, and Miami sends it all the way down. This one will go for no. Oh, it will be icing. I think there was a little bit of a hesitation there. The puck kind of almost died out before it crossed the line. So I think there was a second there where the linesman said, you know what, maybe this shouldn't be an icing, but he committed and called the icing.
That's what happens, though, in these rinks in Florida. The ice just gets super watery and just slows down the puck. And it almost caused the icing to be waved off. But, hey, there'll be an offensive zone draw for USF now.
Yeah, Miami couldn't get a change off. They get a quick shot off on Hoffman, and he sprawls cover up. 16 minutes and a penny remaining in the first period. You know, they're getting rid of pennies. You heard about that?
They are?
They are. They're getting rid of pennies. They're going to stop minting them, I think, next year.
What? Wow.
There's crazy. A shot off and another save by Hoffman. He's been stellar over the first few minutes here, facing a barrage of shots. Here come the Ice Bulls over the line on the left side into the circle, and there's going to be a penalty on Miami as the player was upended.
That one's going to go on the Bulls, actually.
Oh, is it?
Ethan Block got tripped up.
Because it looked to me like Block actually went down and committed the trip himself, but instead it's the other way around. So a power play coming for the Hurricanes after the tripping call on Pierce Brenner.
Yeah, Pierce Brenner going into the box for the Bulls. So now Miami with the chance, with the man advantage, to crack the score open here.
Yeah, and this is what Miami needs. They need a quick goal here and really set the momentum. You've got a USF team that lost yesterday, and they are hungry. They want to get a win here. Here's a shot and a save made. Remy Kagan from the center point. First action of the day for the goalie for USF.
Selleck.
Of course, it's Selleck. I have to go through my notes here. Thank you for that. That is Devin Selleck. He is a senior out of Boca Raton, Florida, so not far
local
from here.
Kid, local.
Yeah, local kid. Centering pass, and that actually went off of a stick and almost into the net. Here's Kagan again at the point. Still on the power play for another minute 24, and they're going to get another penalty, USF will, so it'd be 5-on-3 for a $122.
But how about this? I just realized, Justin, Evan Sudeikis and Jack Jusko on the ice for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I have to check when some of these men's three players are on the ice and make sure that I'm not seeing double. So that's why sometimes I won't say the names at first. I want to make sure that they're the guys on the ice and it's not just somebody else wearing their jerseys.
So all five guys on the ice now played in the game previously.
Yeah, Jacob Dunlap went to the box. So a minute 15 of 5-on-3 time. This is a huge opportunity for the Hurricanes. Played up at the point. That was Jusko down low to Kagan. There's a shot and save made. Sudeikis with that opportunity. Here's Callahan. Passes over to the left side. Kagan back centering pass. And there's three defensemen out there because Jusko's playing at the point. So you almost have three defensemen out there. Jusko's not really a natural defenseman, but he was essentially playing as a defenseman there.
It's an interesting setup, and you see the Hurricanes here doing a good job setting up on their power play, able to get a good shot on net and set it up in the slot, but it just missed from Sudeikis' stick. But Sudeikis, a natural defenseman playing in the slot on this power play, something he's a little bit unfamiliar with, but he's using his size to his advantage.
Well, that's one of the nice things about this ACDC level is you can do some experimentation. You don't have to play in your natural position. Remember, there is no ACDC tournament. It is just regular season. There's no champion. It is just for development.
I think that's good, though.
Here's a shot from the point, and that was blocked on the way through. As played out of the zone. A good opportunity there for the Hurricanes and Brandenstein. Back over the line again. Here's Way on the right side, easy to say, and he shot that high and wide. On the left side now, centering pass back to the point. Coming in, a shot save made. It's loose. That was Brandenstein again. And here's Morin. Morin skates around. Now it's 5-on-4. In front, and it just goes away. Couldn't get a shot off on a wide open net. Kept in, though. That's Diagardi, who sends it back to the point. Left side shot, glove save. Good look there. Miami's getting some good opportunities on this power play. We got 12 seconds now remaining on it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one-timer chance there for Ryan Way. He had 3 goals last night, the hat trick, and he's been one of the dynamic freshmen that have been a newcomer to this team as a freshman.
Back to 5-on-5 and the plays in the neutral zone. 12:57 remaining here in the opening period. Here's Way again. Way, right side circle, back behind the net now. Goes over to the left, centers the pass, but nobody was there to get it. They'll reset in the neutral zone. Way comes over the line again. That's Nathan Koo now. Koo keeps it in, sends it down to Way. And it's wrapped all the way around, and USF will reset. It was Ryan Maxwell who got the interception, but it was taken back by Miami. Here's a shot from the point with some traffic and hit a couple of sticks. Almost went in the top shelf. Played down and around there by the Hurricanes. Koo whiffs on it. Koo gets it back. Battle again is kept in. Here's a shot glove save made. Asher Berman getting his name called for the first time today. 11:56 remaining here in the first period in a scoreless tie, but Miami really has dominated the play in the past 6 minutes.
Yeah, Miami, encouraging signs from the ACDC program. It shows the future of the Miami Hurricanes program, which is seemingly bright with freshmen like Parker Gupta, who's now on the ice, and Rafael Morin, and other guys like that who have really made a difference. And I look forward to see what they do for the next couple of years for this program.
Well, here come the Ice Bulls. It's almost on cue, but it's intercepted there by Remy Kagan. And the Hurricanes bring it up over the line. Here's a shot save made. First time we're calling the name of Isaac Sue in this one.
Yeah, we'll see Sue. The Hurricanes able to outbreak the pass, and then Sue had a 2-on-1 opportunity. Elects to just take a shot through the slot. And hey, good things happen when you put pucks on net, but a good save by Selleck.
Well, it's one thing Miami's doing a lot of in this first period is putting shots on goal, testing the goaltender, and Selleck's been up to the challenge so far today. He's made a couple of really good saves. I don't think he necessarily has good grip on the puck. He's not holding the puck when it goes into his glove, but he's making the saves, and that's what counts. Here's another shot, and that one he holds on to. No,
it's a goal.
It goes through. I was happy as a Miami broadcaster, but I almost thought I was giving the broadcaster jinx there, and he was going to hold on to it.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this replay. It was a good job by Jusko. He uses his stick, keeps it in the blue line, just barely, then floats through just above the slot, and then it just barely creeps through Selleck, and Miami opens up the scoring here.
So 1-0 on the Jusko goal. Yeah, I was deeked out on that one. I thought for sure that he had made the save, and then when Selleck looked back was when I realized, no, that puck went in.
I think it snuck under his armpit almost. I think that's what happened. I think we thought it went to his chest, but it didn't.
And so did he. Well, here come the Ice Bulls now down 1. That one's blocked. Good block by Kagan. Set back in front now, and Hoffman makes the save, and it's out of traffic, but not out of the zone. Here's the call. So Diagardi gets the assist on that one. And here come the Hurricanes once again. Here's Jusko. Jusko passes to the right. Here's a shot. Score! 2-0 the score. That one definitely went in to make it 2-0. A great shot there, Matt Callahan.
It was almost identical. The Hurricanes were able to break out, and then it was just a 2-on-1 once again. This time it was Jusko being the assister to Matt Callahan. Beats Selleck on the glove side, and Miami up 2 here quickly.
Well, he had a little bit of English on that shot as well. I don't think Selleck had a chance on it. So USF down 2 now. The Hurricanes are rolling here. They've dominated the period. They probably should have 3 or 4.
Yeah, and they're just kind of leaving off where they were. They put up 7 last night. Obviously now with some new faces on the ACDC team that are kind of newer, but they've made the difference so far in this game. Jack Jusko with 2 points through only 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things, and I know it's controversial.
Oh, for sure.
But it's a necessary evil when you're Miami. You need a couple of bodies to fill the roster. Excuse me. But I would make the argument that it's almost the same thing when you got a lot of these bodies that are coming down from the D3 team and playing a full game and then playing a second full game. It's almost like you're giving them a handicap to begin with.
Exactly. I mean, playing a full 60 minutes definitely takes a toll. But so far for Miami, it hasn't shown.
Yeah, because both goals have come from guys who played in the earlier game. Actually, on the same line, it was Jusko and Callahan, or same line in this game, Jusko and Callahan with the 2 goals if you're just joining us. 8:54 remaining in the opening frame. Here come the Hurricanes on a break. It's a 1-on-1. Oh, and Wave just falls down. I think he thought he was under a little bit more pressure than he was, and he tried to extend the stick out a little too far.
They just ran out of gas.
Well, Ryan Way, one of those guys, as that one's played with a high stick, but Miami gets it back. Ryan Way, one of those guys who played 2 games today, played 2 games yesterday as well. So he's definitely getting the mileage.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the amount of work that they put in, as there's going to be a trip.
Yeah, that's a textbook trip. I looked that up in the dictionary this morning, and it had the exact same thing. It looked exactly like that.
Now we'll take a look. It's the Hurricanes trying to just get out of their own blue line. Or the cameraman didn't really pick it up, but
yeah, that cameraman. Let me tell you, it's Noah Paulso going to the box for the Ice Bulls. That cameraman is almost as bad as the color commentator. Oh wait, that's you. My goodness, we like to have a little bit of fun on the broadcast here. I kid. You're doing a great job.
For sure. As a power play for Miami here.
Yeah. So, that's Jusko. He loses the puck.
Big hit.
That was almost an interference call, but he lost the puck, and Remy Kagan has to play it after he was upended. Here come the Hurricanes. Played over the line. Here's Sudeikis. Sudeikis back behind. Plays it over to the right side now. Back to the left. That pass was tipped off a USF stick. Kagan shoots it, and it's blocked. And here they come on a chase, shorthanded. Kagan, though, somehow has enough energy to get there. Beat Karidis. And with 1:03 left on the power play, here come the Hurricanes now down the other end. Here's a shot save made. Callahan actually was hit before he took that shot, and he probably would have had a goal if he wasn't. Jusko to the point, shoots it, blocked away, didn't make it on net, as now a Miami player is pushed into the net, and that will bring us to a whistle with 6:58 remaining in the period, 41 seconds on the man advantage.
I mean, this has pretty much been textbook how Miami wanted this period to go. You get your offense going. Your defense is strong. I mean, USF has not spent a ton of time in their own end. They've spent so much time in their own end, I should say. And Miami's just done a good job limiting the offensive opportunities of USF.
That face-off is won cleanly by the Hurricanes. Back to the point. Played down low into the right circle, centering pass, and that one goes straight through. Played back now by the Canes in front, and that one saved right outside of the goal mouth and sent it into neutral zone. "17 seconds on the man advantage."
Miami really hasn't been able to set up. They've tried, but really the goal of their power play is just get pucks on net and just crash.
Just get in the zone, yeah. Centering pass, and that one saved. Block had that opportunity. It was right after the penalty had expired. Would have been even strength, and a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Yeah, and Miami able to get in the zone finally, and in the slat was Block, who got a little shove in, and then Miami was trying to pick at Selig's glove, and obviously the Bulls took a opinion to that. So there will be no penalty because of that, but a little skirmish after.
Yeah, the refs, I think the refs this weekend, it's been pretty much the same crew the entire weekend. They've let them play. They've been very fair. They have called penalties. There's a shot save made. They've called penalties when they've had to. They've kept the games from getting out of control, at least on the physical side. But they've also let them play to the best of their abilities. I think it's been textbook officiating this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only thing that they've been doing good, or what they've been also doing good at, is making sure that tempers don't really flare. There's no fights. In the third period of the M3 game, they just started taking out players, which I think was smarter, just sending them to the locker room, not letting tempers flare, instead of potentially having a fight, which could cause a whole bunch of other issues.
Kind of like what they do in the NHL now.
Exactly.
Everybody on the ice has a misconduct.
Exactly.
It's the easy way to do it. These guys aren't doing it maybe that easy, but that one's going to be all the way down, and this should be icing. Yes, it was just over the red line when it was sent down. So an icing call on the Hurricanes, and with 5:44 remaining in the first period and a 2-0 score, we'll do the face-off in the defensive zone.
Feels like we haven't been in the Miami defensive zone in a very long time. The Hurricanes doing a good job getting outside of the blue line, making sure that they're able to outbreak passes, and here comes USF.
There's a shot that goes just wide there from the point. Yeah, I think to what you're saying, the only few face-offs we've had, as there's a good move to the left side, down low now. The only two face-offs we've had, three face-offs, were an icing, immediate cover-up, and then that last icing. It's pretty much been it for face-offs in the defensive end for Miami. A battle for the puck behind the net. Very good job there by the Hurricanes. And Santangelo, I believe that was, to no, that's Asher Berman. My apologies. Asher Berman to try to maintain possession. Berman, a big guy. So as he's just hit into with nobody there, that's going to be an interference call. May have been retaliation for something that was back there behind. I was just going to say, he's a big guy. So when he's battling for the puck, he's just going to get in there and he's going to land the body even when he's going for the puck because of how big he was. And I think there was a retaliation for what a USF player thought was a body when he was really going for the puck, and it leads to a power play for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and that's just not what you want if you're the Bulls either. You're down 2-0 here, under 5 minutes to play here in the first. You want to stay out of the penalty box. You don't want to have to make any short-handed chances because Miami, they haven't been able to do anything 5-on-5. So how would they be able to do it short-handed? Right.
That was Liam Hanneman who took the penalty, by the way, as that puck goes over to the left side. It's played by Phillips, Max Phillips. Sends it over to Koo. Centering pass, and that one trickles around, but it's going to be cleared by USF, and they're not going to clear. They're going to take it up ice. Short-handed, offsides, the call. as I believe that was Connor Nickroom, who just came in over ahead of the play.
They had some problems with that last night, with just like not being on the same page completely, getting into the zone. It's just, you can tell the talent level is got to translate to the practice. And the thing with the M3 team is, for the Bulls, is they practice a ton, you can tell, and some of that practice may be lacking for these ACDC Bulls.
Yeah, absolutely. And here come the Hurricanes now on the power play with a minute 15 left on it. Played back to the point, down low to the right circle. Out of the circle, a shot that's saved off the mask of the goalie. Now to the left side, and this time he is going to get it and cover it up. Keep it in the glove. 3:53 remaining in the period. 1:05 on the power play.
Yeah, you see Miami finally sustaining some power play pressure. It's all Jusko, though, who gets in the slot, gets a good shot on net, and a good cover up by Selleck.
The faceoff will come on the near side here. Nobody wants to take the faceoff for the Hurricanes. It'll be Callahan who takes it. And he loses it, goes all the way down and cleared by the Bulls. 57 seconds on the man advantage, played by Hoffman. Back over to Kagan. Kagan sends it to the near side. Callahan will lead the rush. Callahan comes up on the right side, the far side. Callahan to the circle, shoots, save made, and it's loose.
He poked that one out.
The Bulls will get it, yeah. He poked it out, but USF got the puck and sent it down. 31 seconds remaining on the power play. Jusko trying to find someone. Callahan comes out of nowhere on the left side. Callahan back above the circle. Callahan still has it. Callahan to the point. Whiffs on it. Excuse me. Keeps it in. And it's sent down by Diagardi. Diagardi has it on the left side. 7 seconds remaining on the power play. Kept in by the Hurricanes, back to 5-on-5. Jusko. Callahan. Callahan sends it down low. There's Kagan. A lot of guys playing out of position right now after the power play. Kagan rips it around, back behind the net. A mild cross-check, we'll call it, that was not called. Back behind the net as a Hurricanes player, I believe that was Diagardi, was trying to get it. USF has it behind their own net. They're going to try to lead a rush. Here they come down the ice. It's played in by Palso. Palso has some help, but it goes right through the stick of Cardias, and it looked like he didn't even have an interest in playing that puck. Here's Ryan Way on the right side. Way into the circle. Way centers it, but it's intercepted. And here come the Bulls on a 3-on-2. Here's a backhanded shot, save made. Another backhanded shot, save once again. It's loose. Minute 46 remaining in the period, and it's a 2-on-1 if the Hurricanes can get the puck, and they can't. Way may be a little bit too quick. There's a shot by Sudeikis, and that one goes into the netting. Stoppage of play with a minute 37 left in the period, and that was a golden opportunity. Ryan Way pretty much would have had a 3-on-1 if he would have just slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about taking your time, but I want to go back to that USF chance. Middleton is always in the mix when it's an offensive chance for USF. He had a goal last night as well in the game, and he was just knocking on the goalie door and almost had one there.
The Hurricanes win the draw, and they have to do a little bit of dirty work to keep it, but they do keep it in their offensive zone. Way finds Sudeikis. Sudeikis is definitely playing as a forward in this game.
Seems like that.
Yeah. And that's, again, it goes back to what we were saying. A lot in this ACDC games, you can do a little bit of experimentation, right?
You can develop as well. You can develop as a forward, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Played over to the right side, penalty coming up on the Bulls. Extra attacker on for the Canes. Left side to the point, it's kept in. Here's a shot, and that one doesn't make its way through. With 52 seconds remaining in the first period, another penalty for the Ice Bulls, and Miami's going to go on, I believe, their third power play of the game.
Yeah, and that one's going to be a cross-check on Jacob Lynch. It was a little bit behind the play, just a not a smart job by Lynch right on the blue line. It was right outside of the zone. And Miami now with their third power play of the evening and a chance to extend.
Get ready. Evan Sudeikis is taking a face-off. He loses it. And that was worth the price of admission right there to see a defenseman take a face-off.
Development.
That's right, development. Sudeikis has it with 40 seconds left. Here's Way at the point. Down to Sudeikis, down low on the left side. He shoots it, and the save made. Oh, this is fun to watch.
This is. I mean, you get to see all types of players come out and play for Miami, and it's a fun twist. I think the ACDC edition is a good addition, especially at this new conference that Miami has found themselves in the ACHA.
Well, a couple of new bodies are going to come out for the Hurricanes to finish up this power play with 30 seconds left in the period. If Miami can't score, that power play will carry over for a little over a minute. As that one goes all the way down, and Miami will have to reset. Played up over the red line, now over the blue line, not quite. And they'll have to hold. Now it's sent down low, and Miami can't keep it in, and it's sent all the way back, and that will pretty much do it for the first period of play. Miami looking really good over the first period, able to get 2 goals, both on the power play, while USF playing a little bit undisciplined, taking 5 penalties in that period, and that's really been the difference in this game.
Yeah, USF's got to clean things up, especially on the special teams department, maybe play a little bit cleaner, play a little bit more disciplined. But Miami, you can be smiling going into the locker room, but you got to realize that there's more job to be done here in Kendall. But it'll be a fun rest of the game for sure.
And that's a lot of what we saw in the men's 3 game earlier, was Miami, even though they didn't get a goal in that opening period, played a really good first period. And they walked out of there 0-0. And whatever happened in the locker room, it was not able to translate the success of that first period into the second period. So the challenge for the ACDC team is going to be to let that translate to success later on in the game and continue the momentum. After 1 period of play, Miami 2, USF nothing in this ACDC matchup. We'll have the second period in just a few minutes. Back here for the start of the second period of play. It's Miami 2, USF 0 in this ACDC battle. Connor, I'm going to put you on the spot. What does ACDC stand for?
I cannot tell you. Athletic?
No, incorrect. American
Oh, that was my next
Collegiate
guess.
Development Conference.
That was my next.
That was your next guess?
Yeah, it was either American or athletic.
So that'll be something. They've scored 2 power play goals already, and they're going to go left to right now, and the Ice Bowl's going right to left. I put you on the spot there. I wanted to see your knowledge.
Yeah, you quizzed me a little bit.
Little test, and you failed.
Oh, jeez. That's a serious way to say it. Gosh.
Well, I mean, it was a pass-fail option. There was no. It was.
Can't give me like half credit for getting like, I would have put.
No, because you started with athletic, which they are athletic. They're more athletic than I am. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All right, here come the Ice Bowls over the line here, shorthanded. They're just trying to get anything going that they can. Miami has done a great job defensively, just like they did there to take the puck away. Here's Matt Callahan over the line. Callahan brings it around, settles behind, and sends it back to the point. Played over to the right side. Jusko left side now, and that one was whiffed on. Callahan gets it right back. 34 seconds on the man advantage. Callahan, top of the circle, shoots it. It's blocked. Shoots it again, and that one's saved. Loose in front and sent all the way down the length of the ice.
And Zaldi was right on the doorstep. Could have had a putback opportunity, but puck was just a little bit too bouncy and missed opportunity there for Miami.
And give credit to Devin Selleck in goal. He's done a really good job of keeping this only at 2-0. And really, one of those goals he should have had back. As if we go back to even strength, and here's a breakaway off of the man coming back on. Noah Palso came back on, and he just couldn't get a good handle of the puck. And one thing we talk about here at Kendall is the ice is, even for a Florida rink, is covered as a saved in the breadbasket there by Hoffman. Even as a Florida rink, it is still a very difficult rink when the ice is just done. There are puddles out there, and I think he just got caught up in a puddle there at the end.
Yeah, especially in these corners too. It's just
Yep.
it's just a tough spot. Like, it takes a little bit to get in those corners, and it's tough when the puck gets there.
And that's something, Connor, that you're very well aware of playing in Florida in your youth hockey days.
Yep, for sure.
As is covered up there by Hoffman. There really is, I would say you could probably count on one hand, maybe two now that they're building some new rinks, but you can really count on one hand at least the community rinks around all of Florida that have, quote, good ice, right?
I got to say, where USF plays Abbott Health,
yes.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I've done some tournaments there. It's a really nice rink. They're very lucky.
Yeah, it's for sure.
We actually hosted the predecessor to the PWHL. It was the NWHL at the time. They hosted their championship games there a few years ago, and I was the producer for those games.
Wow,
not to pat myself on the back.
What an honor.
That was really good. That was a good level of hockey, professional women's hockey. I recommend anybody who's a hockey junkie, and as that one is blocked in front, didn't make it all the way through. There's a redirected shot, and it's loose, and they score. They were spending a lot of time in the offensive zone was USF, and, well, they finally get rewarded for it. It looks like leading the charge there is Caritas.
Yeah, and you see just when you...
There was a lot of traffic in front.
Yeah, when you put traffic in front, you get a puck on net. I mean, it was just a matter of time before USF was able to crack open the scoring themselves, and they do so there. So now Miami, they seemed a little bit relaxed coming out of the period. Now they got to start relaxing or getting unrelaxed and get a little bit more locked in.
Getting unrelaxed.
Unrelaxed. What a word. That's a word. Yep.
That's a Connorism right there. Getting unrelaxed. That's
that's what happens when you try to force your words out and it just doesn't come out right.
Unrelaxed. I'm going to make sure to use that in my everyday life. Caritas officially credited with that goal. As I said, there was a lot of traffic in front. I was going to say, though, if you're a hockey junkie, and the majority of the people who are watching this right now, I would say you would qualify as hockey junkies. The PWHL gets started, I believe, this month. I think maybe right after Thanksgiving. And I watched a few of those games last year. I actually was at the national championship game on my own accord, by the way. Not working that one. And that game was an incredible overtime thriller to secure the
NCAA.
The no, I'm talking about.
Oh, they call it the national championship?
Well, it was a Walter Cup championship game.
I know that they just added. Yeah. They started with no names.
Right, they added the names last year, and it actually was a 5-game series. I just happened to be at Game 5.
That's cool.
Happened to be in town and made a couple calls and got in, and there were 11,000 people at that game.
Hey, the sport is growing here in South Florida and also on the women's side as well. It's really cool to see. Just the sport of hockey is just so fun, and the more people see it, the more it'll get exposed.
Absolutely.
So awesome.
Let's get back to this one, and it's played in the neutral zone. Sudeikis just clears it down, and Miami gets some fresh legs out there. Ethan Block giving chase. It's played back by USF all the way down. This one won't go down for icing. Remy Kagan will have to set up behind his own net, and there he fumbled the puck in that same corner, so there's definitely a little bit more water than ice over there. Another whiffed on attempt, and Miami will reset. Again, I think this left side, this far side to our left, is a dangerous area with the pooling of the water as that one goes high and wide. And here come the Ice Bulls over the line into the left circle, centering pass, and they score, tie game. Liam Hanneman took that pass from the left side into the right circle, and may have been just a step outside of it when he gets the goal, and it's now a 2-2 game, 15:02 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful entry by USF. I mean, Miami's got to be a little bit more. They got to get better on the back check there.
Yeah.
It's completely lazy on the back ends, and they get bit there, and now all of a sudden it's a tied game, 2-2. You basically essentially call it 0-0.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit in that first period. Miami's only 2 goals coming on the power play, and they were both on rushes in the power play. They were not on set plays. Miami was really just trying to get over the line and get into the back of the net. They never really came back behind their net, and when they did go behind their net to reset a play on the power play, they were stymied by the defense. Left side shot save made. Rebound is loose. Hoffman doesn't know where it is, and he finally is able to cover up.
Yeah, and this is Hoffman, who really wasn't tested very much in the first period whatsoever, and now USF just comes out of the intermission. They put 2 quick goals on the board, and they're just firing on all cylinders, heavily attacking Hoffman, and he's got to start to readjust and get settled in here.
One thing to watch out for with Hoffman, this is his third period of play today, so he will play a total of 4 periods. So it's one thing just to look out for is the mental game, right? Because, he gets there, he's preparing for a game that starts at 5:15, called into action for the third period of the earlier game. So you've already messed with his routine a little bit. So as he gets to see a little bit more action, we'll see if that gets into his head as he gloves that one down. And with 14:03 remaining here in the period, it's 2-2.
Yeah, nice glove save. Kind of settled down the rush. Miami's just got to get just any kind of pressure in the offensive zone for themselves. They started really well in the first period. They got a ton of good looks, and ever since the intermission, it's just been all Bulls.
Yeah, they win the draw again. Sent down behind the net, giving chase there is Caritas, and He gets the puck back. Here's the centering pass, goes right through the goal mouth, and another shot is saved with the pads. Caritas again sends it back to the point. Whiffed on it. Here come the Hurricanes. It's a 2-on-2. Now 2-on-1. Way, pass, shot. It's whiffed on by Morin. Way, for a change, being unselfish there and getting the pass off, but probably should have taken the shot there.
Yeah, a little bit too much overthinking. They basically had a 2-on-0 with the defenseman trailing and had an opportunity but couldn't deliver.
Yeah, it was a good job by Morin to just be there, and honestly, with the way this ice is playing right now, you kind of have to hang out at the blue line and hope to get a puck they whiff on. Here they come again. Morin shoots, and that one goes high and wide at the end of his shift, just trying to get something off. And Way gets it back, but he loses it. And Way's going to have to come off the ice here. Way sends it around. It's played back by the Hurricanes. Way looks like he might be double shifting as that one's off sides, and he'll finally get off the ice. 12:39 remaining here in the second period, 2-2.
I want to go back to that the second to last attempt by Way and Morin. It was a good outbreak by Miami, and these two freshmen, they just go back and forth. It's just maybe a pass too much, and Miami with a great opportunity and some offensive presence for the first time this period.
Sudeikis wins the faceoff. How many times have I said that in my career covering UM hockey? I believe one.
I believe that's the one and only
That's
time.
the one and only time. And Miami comes in over the line and is sent down. USF will reset. Played back over by the boards on the far side. Here's a turnaround shot, and it's covered up, and finally the whistle's blown. 12:04 remaining.
Yeah, but you mentioned finally the whistle's blown. There's been a lot of constant action here, back and forth from both teams, and USF just doing a good job managing the pressure, getting 2 goals back, and Miami trying to forward themselves offensively. We've saw flashes of it, but there's got to be a little bit more.
And here come the Ice Bulls on the left side. Over the blue line. Back behind. It's intercepted. Taken back by Brandon Stein. Brandon Stein loses it. And now the Bulls have it in front. A shot, save made. Rebound is loose. Played back behind again. Block. There's a Hurricanes player upended. That was Way. Excuse me. That was Brandon Stein. That was upended. No call. Shot came off. It didn't go through. Here's Block. Block trying to center it. Nobody home. It's played back down and taken back again by Phillips. Phillips brings it over the line. Phillips tries to get around his man. Tripped up. Penalty coming. That was a beautiful job there by Phillips to stay with it. And he almost scored while falling down.
Yeah, and Phillips is naturally defensive in his own right, and he tries to split the USF defender and ends up drawing a penalty. So a great job by Phillips there, drawing the penalty and getting Miami a power play to potentially take the lead here.
Yeah, it's a tripping call there on Everett Ferreira. So with 11:10 remaining here in the second period, Miami with a chance to get the goal back. But it's the Ice Bulls that come over the line. They lose it again at that blue line. Like there's a magnet right there. Jusko on the power play. This is really the first time Miami's had a good rush with a setup coming in. Here's Kagan. Kagan behind the net. And Miami will have to reset. Jusko rips it down. And it's taken back in the neutral zone and just sent down by the Ice Bulls. Although I believe Muhammad was trying to get a stick on it, was going to try to get a rush. Here's Callahan. Callahan over the blue line. Callahan shoots blocked. Muhammad gets it. Muhammad sends it down. And that was Schleip who was trying to get the puck, but he couldn't come down and get it.
There's going to be
There's gonna be a penalty
here,
on USF, yeah. It might be on Schleip. I'm not sure because it was back behind the play. We'll see. It is on Schleip, yeah.
2 minutes.
It's a roughing call.
Yep.
And I think it was just that extra push that he gave when he was trying to get the puck. And Miami did a very good job. I didn't see who that was for the Hurricanes that was battling him. I believe that was Anzaldi. And that's a big, if it is, that's a big guy to battle with. So 44 seconds of 5-on-3. Miami really needs a goal here.
This is the time to do it for sure on the 5-on-3.
Well, Miami wins the draw after a quick tie-up way at the point. Sends it over to the left side, into the circle. Here's a shot! Save made. 9:42 remaining in the period. 32 seconds on the 5-on-3. A really nice shot there by Phillips. Phillips has really impressed me over the past few minutes here.
Yeah, Phillips was able to just step up, find the lane just above the circle, take a shot, and honestly, some traffic in front might have helped.
He's got a hard shot, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Phillips has it again. Plays it over to the right side. Way shoots it, save made. Rebound, and that one goes just high and wide. Intercepted again by the Hurricanes. What I really like about this Hurricanes ACDC team is they have a good complement of size. A lot of big guys, and then you've got small guys. You got your Ryan Way type players. He has the puck right now. They just kind of complement each other well. We're back to 5-on-4, but it's still a power play for 1:10 for the Hurricanes. Play back to the point. Here's Phillips. Phillips shoots it, and that one's covered up.
Wow.
8:56 in the period, 1:02 on the man advantage.
See if we'll catch this on the replay, we will, but Phillips catches the pass at the blue line, and look at all that traffic in front. And just a good save by the USF goaltender. Selleck, and Phillips getting two very good opportunities here on the man advantage for Miami.
Sudeikis went into the circle. He wanted to take that face off, but he's going to cede to Callahan as the goalie just had a brief equipment issue, but we're back. 1:02 left on the power play. Face-off is won by the Hurricanes, but kept in, actually. Good stick work there by Sudeikis. Sudeikis shoots, and it's blocked by the mask of the goalie. Sudeikis was right in the slot there. Had a nice little look.
Point blank.
Yeah. Loses the puck, though. And it's sent all the way down, and Miami will have to reset. They'll get another rush with about 35 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Phillips, Kagan. Kagan, right side. Kagan. Got it there to Jusko. Jusko has to chase all the way back, though. Sudeikis over to the left side now. Intercepted. Good job to poke it away there by Hoffman. Couldn't let his man get a chance, and it's sent all the way down on net. Now that's going to do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5. Miami will be forced to slow it down a little bit.
A missed opportunity there for the Hurricanes, though. That's a 5-on-3 back-to-back with a 5-on-4, and no.
Kagan stayed on sides, and now there's going to be a tripping call here on Jack Jusko. He was going for the puck, but unfortunately, he tripped up his man in the process.
So now not only do you not score on your power plays, but you are now forced to go on a penalty kill. Just an unfortunate series of events for the Hurricanes. Still knotted up at 2 in a 2-minute minor for a trip on Jusko.
Miami's going to have to kill this one off. Face-off is won by Diagardi, but it's played by USF in the corner. And the Ice Bulls get it. Right side, played back to the point. Here's a one-timer, and that one trickles wide and covered up. That was dangerous.
For sure, and it was a dangerous shot from the point. Just missed the net just barely. off the left post. Max Hoffman just there to glove it down.
A face-off once again, won by the Hurricanes, and not sent out though. Paul Giano shoots it, and that was actually kind of a half shot, half pass. Kept in. Now we're seeing, as that water freezes a little bit more, the puck played a little bit easier in the USF offensive zone. Left side circle shot save made with the pads. And now it's sent down by the Hurricanes. Ryan Way gives chase. Way, one-on-one. Way waits for help. Way on the right side in the circle, centering pass, and it goes off of a couple of USF sticks, and Miami will just send it down the length.
I like that play, though, by Ryan Way, waiting for some help, trying to drain a little bit more time off the penalty.
I think that's a lot of what people have said about Way so far this season. He has very good hockey IQ. He's very good at his raw skills, but maybe the situational awareness, as that shot is saved by Hoffman and is sent down the length of the ice, that situational awareness was maybe lacking a little bit to start the season. I don't think 3 weeks ago you see Ryan Way making that smart decision to hold off.
Yeah, it's all about maturing, especially at this level. He learns a little bit as he goes.
And that's what's going to happen. You know, a lot of these guys, especially the freshmen, playing at this level for the first time, as that one is saved by Hoffman, and he has to do a little bit of razzle-dazzle to get that one in the glove. But, you know, just going back to that thought, you know, a lot of these guys, you play high school hockey, depending on where you're at, even travel hockey, depending on where you're at, you're not always playing against bodies like this. And the college level is just a completely different type of game.
Penalty expires. Miami able to clear that one off. Good kill for them.
Yeah, Miami needed that. Puck is played in the corner. USF still has possession, even after Miami killed the penalty. And now the Hurricanes will get it back, and they can start the rush. And it goes off of the stick of a Hurricanes player and sent all the way down the length. There's Koo. He loses it. There's a shot, and that goes into the netting. Very hard shot there for Kozlowski.
Fun fact about Kozlowski, I played high school hockey with him for a little bit. Cool kid, but he got 2 goals last night. It was really the heartbeat of the offense for him, and hey, he's a special player and was really the heartbeat last night.
And even that shot, it was a really hard shot there from the point. Did he have that hard shot when he played on the team with him?
We saw a little bit more of his skills that we haven't really seen him. I haven't really seen it translate to this level, but he definitely has some skills in the back pocket that could be used.
That's what you talk about. You know, we just talked about the growing pains of playing at this level. You know, you're playing against a lot bigger guys than you play at even at the high school level. It's played in the neutral zone. The Hurricanes have it. Sudeikis tries to get around his man, and he can't. Block just sends it down, and Miami has to get back on side. They do. The block gives chase, but instead it's played by Paul Giano. Intercepted by the Hurricanes in their defensive end, excuse me. Now here's Brandenstein. Brandenstein just chips it down the boards, and it goes all the way down. Miami trying to get the reset. Block was giving chase, but instead it was USF that was able to get that. Good job finishing the check there by, I believe that was Brandenstein. And Brandenstein again with another big hit. In front now, and they score. Backhanded shot from the blowmouth, and USF has their first lead, 3-2.
Man, how about that? That's 3 straight goals unanswered for the Hurricanes. Leading the line as we check on this replay. It was a good outbreak by the Bulls. Just Good job accelerating. A good pass and a great backhanded shot
great
by
backhand there. Yeah.
Pierce Brenner.
Pierce Brenner with the backhanded opportunity there. And honestly, if you don't go to the backhand there, that puck's going over your stick.
Exactly.
So good hockey awareness on that to get the backhanded shot. .330 remaining here in the second period, and USF has scored 3 unanswered goals to make it 3-2. And honestly, on that play, I'm not really going to fault Miami too much on that. They were trying to get out of the zone, and they were kind of forced out of position. Here's Way. He can't get a stick on it, and it's taken back the other way. It's a 2-on-3 now, and just going to be sent down. Centered in front, and that goes off of a Miami stick, and having to cover up there was Hoffman. That's getting a little dangerous.
It's those turnovers in the defensive zone for Miami that have really bit them at both the M3 and ACDC level, and we see more of it there as they were trying to just get out of their own way, and it causes a great chance for USF point blank.
2:53 remaining here in the second period. Yeah. Played back by the Ice Bulls, and it goes in. 4-2. That looked like a shot that was going wide, but it got a tip there. And I want to see who gets the goal on that, but it is now 4-2.
And that's just unfortunate. Middleton's going to get the goal leading the line, but we'll see. It was at the blue line. Recepted and put on net. It was a misdirection in front, and now that's 4 unanswered scored by USF.
So now 4-2 the score, and here's Miami with a chance now. Callahan with a good look. That would have been the recovery the Hurricanes needed. They need something quick. Callahan just sweeps it down. Is trying to find Jusko. 2:14 remaining. Here in the second period. And here come the Ice Bulls over the line again. They're looking to keep pouncing. Save made. 1:51 remaining here in the period.
I would say it's just been the complete opposite of the first period in terms of offense for these teams. Miami was red hot with 2 straight goals in the first period, and then ever since it's been ice cold, and USF has been red hot in the second period with 4 and ice cold in the first. So it's been kind of winning the period. I would say Miami won the first, USF won the second.
So the law of averages says Miami will win the third and win the game, right?
Well, the difference is those the 2 extra goals that USF put on the board. That's the real difference.
Right, absolutely. The penalty coming up on the Ice Bulls, so Miami will get a chance on the power play once again to redeem themselves. 1:28. We're kind of in the same situation we were in at this point in the first period. USF taking a late penalty.
Yeah, and this is where Miami can kind of flip the script a little bit. Obviously, not the period they wanted whatsoever, allowing 4 goals unanswered, but this is where they can turn the tide. This is where they can go and score a goal on the man advantage and go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum.
The face-off will be on the left side, and it's won by the Hurricanes. Callahan loses it. That was Muhammad in the box for the Ice Bulls. Here's Callahan again, back to Sudeikis. Sudeikis back in his comfort zone at the point. Sudeikis again. It was too many men on the ice was the call. Jusko. Jusko, left side. Jusko shoots it just wide. Less than a minute remaining here in the second period. Here's Callahan behind the net. Callahan looking for some help. Callahan sweeps it in front, and it's blocked away and goes all the way down the lanes. Miami might have one more chance here. Good job there by Hoffman.
USF, I should say, getting a quick change.
Here's Jusko. Jusko tries to get around the band. He can't. And it's sent all the way down. Miami might still have one more rush if USF doesn't have a chance. They do get a shot off. Save made by Hoffman. 15 seconds.
You just got to go if you're Miami.
Yeah. Now's not the time, right? And Miami, we talked about it all game, as that's pretty much going to do it for the second period of play. We talked about it all game, though, how Miami has been capitalizing when they have gotten the rushes, right? That when they're going quick is when they're scoring. And then right there with 15 seconds left, they try to settle it down, and it probably wasted a golden shooting opportunity, honestly.
Yeah, you have under 13 seconds to play, and you're kind of just below your own offensive or defensive circle. You got to get a little bit more urgency, especially when you allow 4 unanswered. And as we were saying, a second period can really turn a game on its head. It did for M3. It's doing it for the ACDC game. And now Miami is in a do-or-die third period that will be fun to watch for sure, especially if it was anything like the first two.
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 unanswered goals for the Ice Bulls here in the second period, and Miami is going to have to rethink things in the locker room. After 2 periods of play, it's University of South Florida 4, University of Miami 2. About to get started here with the third period of play. University of Miami trailing the University of South Florida 4-2 in this ACDC contest. And we may have a bit of a delay here. I see Max Hoffman putting on his jersey right now. Apparently, someone forgot to tell him the third period was about to start. So he is in the locker room putting on his equipment. And here he comes.
You know, just fashionably late.
Well, you know, he played the third period of the referee actually had to come and get him. He played the third period of the last game, and did he put his jersey on wrong? Did he put it on backwards? I think he might have put his jersey on backwards. No, he something's not strapped in. All right, there we go. Anyway, what I was going to say, maybe he thought, oh, I played 3 periods. I'm good. I'm done.
No.
No. The other option, of course, was Miami going with an empty net for third period, which would have been a very bold strategy.
That would have, I don't know about that.
But, so here he is. He's back in net now, and we're ready to go. Third period, Miami going right to left, USF left to right, and we're back underway. Miami needs a goal quick here.
Definitely hopes that they start on the power play, too, for 30 seconds.
Right. Maybe that's what he was going to wait for the end of the power play. Here comes USF shorthanded on the right side into the circle, and unable to do anything with that puck there was Smargon. Brandon Stein, left circle over to the right. Plays it for Morin. Morin under pressure. Way, and then a shot. It was neither of them. And it's wrapped around. Way gets it back. Way turns around and shoots it. Was going way wide anyway, but glove down.
Yeah, that was a lot of confusion in front, and Miami got a couple of good opportunities on net, but the penalty expires on the Bulls. So back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Yeah, that was Cam Diagardi who ended up getting that shot off. It was just a broken up play. Broken down play, maybe more appropriately. Played back to the neutral zone. Here come the Ice Bulls over the line. Played on the right side. But Sudeikis able to get a stick in there. There's a battle right along the near side boards. 18:50 remaining in regulation. Miami had them pinned up against the boards, and they come out. Jusko sends it over to the right side. Callahan waiting for help. Callahan can't really get a stick on it. And Sudeikis able to sweep it away, but not on net. And it's sent all the way down, and that would have been an icing. Probably not, actually, because Lynch was giving chase, but would have had a chance for an icing there. Played up on the right side. Here's Jusko. Jusko shoots just high and wide. It's a piece of either a piece of a stick or a piece of the puck is on the ice there.
I think that might be like the butt end, like the end of the stick.
Oh, okay. And there's going to be a stoppage in play as the net comes off its moorings. 17:47 remaining here in the third period.
But Miami, they've come out, they've gotten about 4 chances on net. Not all of them hitting the net, but it's a step in the right direction despite what happened in the second period, allowing 4 straight unanswered.
And that was one of the keys we were looking for, is was Miami going to, which Miami team was going to show up here for this third period? Was it going to be a team that was going to be aggressive, or was it a team that was going to play passive like they did in that second period? Face-off will come on the far side. It's won by the Hurricanes. Played back over the blue line, now into the neutral zone over to the right side. Here's Callahan. Callahan gets behind the net. Callahan has some help in front. Callahan sends it in front. It's taken away. Callahan trying to get it back, and he can't. It is kept in the zone, and it's intercepted. Here's the Hurricanes on the right side. They can't get anything going there. A great job by Asher Berman to keep that play alive, though. Muhammad over to the left side, over the blue line. But instead it's taken back by Koo. Koo sends it down low. USF takes it back, and a lot of back and forth here to start this third period. Muhammad loses it at the blue line. Played back up by Schleip, but taken back by the Hurricanes. Left side, here's a shot. That one goes off the mask. Berman. Right side, here's a puck that went straight through. Hurricanes still have it. They lose it briefly, but get it right back. That was Brandon Stein sending it down. Phillips will play it. Miami in the middle of a change. Played over the blue line. on the right side. It's Diagardi. Diagardi loses it. Diagardi had a goal last night. And he has the puck back. He's just kind of skating over toward his right. Just trying to get away from his man. There's Block. Block loses it. And Sue got a stick on it briefly. Sent all the way down. Brandenstein will reset. Brandenstein finds Block, but he can't get a... Excuse me. He found Phillips, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Centering pass there by the Ice Bulls. 15-17 remaining here in this one. Now Block has it. Block battling his man. Block able to get into neutral zone, and it goes all the way down the offensive end. Sue gives chase. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Diagardi. Diagardi waits, shoots it, and it's sticked away. Didn't make it on net. Block gives chase. Can't get it. Sudeikis keeps it in, sends it down to Block. Well, it's out of his reach, and USF gets it back. Sudeikis trying to get around his man, but doing the smart thing and holding back. Jusko. And it's played over, and now Morin. Jusko shoots it, blocked. Played back to the point. Sudeikis gets it, but not on net. It was gloved down. This one goes all the way down. Hoffman's going to have to play it. Hoffman sticks it away. Here's Remy Kagan. Kagan for Sudeikis. Intercepted, and that one stopped by Hoffman. Nobody really knew where that one was. USF was starting to celebrate, and Hoffman lifts up the left pad and says, nope, I got it.
For a second, always when the goalie looks down, you're always like, is it in or maybe, maybe not? And Canes catch a break there. Good save by Hoffman.
Face-off won by the Ice Bulls. They tried to get a quick shot off, but actually I think the linesman was in the way. The centering pass and can't get a clean shot off. It's played on the right side, and that centering pass was blocked away by a Hurricane stick. Now centered again, and here come the Hurricanes on a rush. That one's quickly died out. Morin, Jusko finds Way, and Way can't keep his stick on it. Way still gets a shot off, and that one's saved.
I like this line combination of Way, Morin, and Jusko.
Yeah.
It's a good mixture of guys that are fast-paced and can really get you goals.
I feel like they have decent chemistry for a line that's really been put together on the fly here. Morin. Now, I think that was one of the issues with Way at the start of the season on the D3 side. I think a lot of, he was getting lucky with his talent, but he's paired with two very experienced, as USF has a great shot, a great opportunity, I should say. And actually, I think Hoffman got away with a little tripping there.
Yeah, Lynch was right in and
Lynch
had a great opportunity.
Lynch came in, he got the shot off, and then Hoffman was just trying to, I think he was trying to get a stick back maybe, and he accidentally tripped him up. He got away with one there. What I was going to say about Ryan Way, one of the things I've noticed is I feel like he obviously has a lot of talent. We've talked about that, but paired up with Riker Ferry and Elion Estulin, as that one's down for icing, is really it's a tough place to be as a freshman.
Yeah.
You've got some really good players that maybe don't have. Well, Estulin has the raw talent. Ferry is a talented player, but he's a lot more skilled with the up top, I guess you could say. But he has a lot of good stick handling skills as well. And if you're a Ryan Way, you want to be a Riker Ferry, right? You want to be able to stick handle, but also have the mental capacity, and he's just not there yet, but he'll get there. So I think playing on this line now at the ACDC level is going to help him, because he can kind of captain that line.
Exactly. And building those leadership skills also as a freshman is, as he goes later into his Miami career, as Gupta takes a huge hit.
Yeah, Parker Gupta just took a big hit, and he's a little slow to get up, but he's going to skate back to the bench slowly.
Talk about freshmen. That's a little bit like a welcome to college hockey moment.
Well, he just slammed his stick at the boards. I think he's feeling it a little bit more as he started to skate away. Or either way, here comes Phillips. Loses it. This one's going to go down, but it will not be icing. It's going to be on goal. Intercepted by the Bulls. Here's Muhammad. Muhammad loses it. Miami gets it back. Koo. Taken back on the left side. Now into the slot. Oh, they almost get a very good look there. Schleip has really impressed me with his puck handling skills, but he just couldn't get the shot off. Here's Callahan. Callahan behind the net. Callahan in front. Almost gets that puck in on the wraparound. And now it's cleared down. Miami will reset. Kagan. Callahan comes off. Kagan over the blue line. He shoots it just high. Almost gets it back off the glass. Koo back to the point. Sudeikis save made. Lots to like from Miami over the past few minutes, though.
I like that last possession from Callahan. I just wish he might have dished that puck off. He was really just skating in circles. He had players open, but he elected to just try the wraparound try. It was a good idea, but I would have liked to see if he would pass it off to see if Miami could actually hold possession a little bit more.
9:50 remaining here in the third period. Miami trailing by 2 as that one comes somewhat close to our way. Making sure you're awake over there.
Yeah, for sure. And the netting here is a little bit off the glass, so it always kind of trickles through somehow. We always end up with a couple pucks.
Right?
Yeah.
Just makes its way in there. USF wins the draw. It's going to go into the neutral zone. Miami will have to reset. Kagan holds, sends it down. Koo gets on side, so they'll send the troops down. Sudeikis battling for it, wins it. Koo, left side. Koo, still with it. Into the corner. Up top, Sudeikis. Had a couple of good looks in the past few minutes.
And this is a lot of what we didn't see in the second period, but we saw it in the first. A lot more offensive pressure, getting pucks on net, making the goaltender for USF really work for his craft. And hey, Miami hanging in there, still down by 2. They just got to hope that one eventually falls.
It's one of those things where, if Miami plays like this for the full 60 and they still end up in the L column, you kind of tip your cap a little bit and say, you know what, they played a really good game, but if this score holds, that second period is going to haunt them in their dreams this weekend for sure.
Yeah, and it was just a tough period for Miami overall, especially after such a good first period. And it just seems like USF just kind of settled in. But when you look at these two teams, Miami won the head-to-head on Friday, and hey, they were trending in the right direction. So the second period really surprised me.
Yeah, that was definitely of the 5 that we've seen so far, 5 full periods. That was definitely their least complete, I guess would be the best way to put it. Here comes Ice Bulls on the right side. Puck goes just past Paul Giano, and he can't get a shot off. So Miami will reset behind their own net. It's Diagardi. And now Miami's got the size line out there. There's a lot of size that's on the ice right now. Here's Block. Block tries to get around. Block can't. but it was Sue who was able to keep it alive. Still kept in. Block dove on the blue line to keep that puck in, but it was sent all the way down, and Miami will have to do a reset. And Zaldi sends it down. Miami gets fresh troops out there. Here's Middleton. Intercepted. Callahan briefly has it.
Ooh, that was dangerous.
Yeah, a little dangerous play there as it was intercepted there by Morin, and he was able to get a shot off at the point. Unfortunately, couldn't get it in.
We're under 7 minutes here, and this is kind of that situation for Miami where if you don't get a goal here in the next 2 or so minutes, you
How about right now? Here's Callahan, right side, shoots it. Save made. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. I mean, it definitely would have been great there, but you got to start looking at Hoffman maybe, hey, when do we want to potentially pull Hoffman, if we even want to pull Hoffman, if you're the Miami coaching staff. But it'll be an interesting last 6 minutes for sure.
Face-off won by the Hurricanes. Snap shot, and that one's blocked. That was Brandenstein just trying to get something through, but unfortunately went right into the legs of his defender. That one's sent all the way down, and it's going to be icing on the Hurricanes.
So this period's been better than the second for Miami. They've gotten those chances. It's just outside of Jusko and Callahan, no one's been able to really break through and actually cause a goal, and it's just been tough sledding since the second period. It's just, you're going to really look back. The Hurricanes team is really going to look back and want that second period back.
Yeah. Miami gets a brief break there with an equipment issue for Brandenstein. So they're able to rest a couple extra seconds, but for no avail as the faceoff was won by the Bulls, but taken back by the Hurricanes and taken now again by the Ice Bulls at neutral zone. Phillips gives chase. Phillips, Brandenstein, Way, Jusko. 4 players with numbers in their 20s out there right now for the Hurricanes. Jusko played back to Phillips, threw away and back down around. Taken back by the Bulls and now taken in the neutral zone and back over the line. Here's Way. Way lets it rip and it's blocked. Off of a Ice Bull stick and all the way down. Beating it out there was the Ice Bull Schleip. And he got a shot off there.
That was dangerous too. Lucky pad save by Hoffman.
Hoffman will play at 5:20 remaining. You're looking about the 3-minute mark to see if Hoffman heads to the bench.
Hoffman dumped that puck back, got lucky that the USF player wasn't really ready for it.
Phillips. Here come the Hurricanes. Left side. Callahan. Callahan behind the net. Callahan trips. Jusko in front. Shot! And it does not go in.
Oh my
Did everything
goodness.
but go in.
What a tremendous save.
I think that was just loose.
I think he kept the pad out to stuff it, though.
He might have kept the pad out to stuff it, but I think for the most part, that puck was just sitting there loose.
Man, but Miami, that's just an example of what it's been like this period.
Here's Jusko again. Sudeikis. Down low. That was Remy Kagan, now Callahan. There's a piece of equipment. It looks like a stick broke over there by the goal and sent down. No icing. It was interesting there because Sudeikis was actually ahead of the play, didn't know it was icing. Since he didn't give chase, the icing wasn't called. .348 remaining. We'll keep an eye on Hoffman. Intercepted by the Ice Bulls. In front now, centering pass. Can't get anything off. Here come the Hurricanes. Over the blue line. Backhanded shot, and that one's saved. Callahan gets it back on the rebound. Centering pass, and that goes all the way through and down. Hoffman comes out of his net, but it's Phillips who plays it.
And now you look, you're under 3:30 left to go in regulation. Does Hoffman just chill in the crease, or what's the move?
Well, right now he can't do anything. He's going to have to play that puck. 3:09 remaining, and you're just taking valuable seconds off. Miami can get possession. I have a feeling Hoffman goes. Hoffman just kind of, like you said, chilling there. Phillips shoots in this glove save. Now I'm wondering if Miami maybe takes a timeout and then maybe sends. Hoffman just looked at the clock, and he's looking over at his coaches and saying, hey, it's time. He wants to go.
He's about 5 feet out of the
Timeout
crease,
for Miami.
Now it's a timeout.
So the Miami will take the timeout, and likely Hoffman will pop a squat on the bench for the remainder, or for at least a little bit here, depending on what happens. He's still on the ice, but I think he's kind of pleading his cases to the coach and saying, hey, I don't think my services are needed right now.
I think Miami, it's all about keeping it in their offensive zone, which that's where it is right now. It's a face-off at the near side circle, but Miami's got to find a way to keep it in that area in order to keep Hoffman able to go onto the bench, because for right now, from the looks of it, it looks like he'll be going back to his crease. So Miami's got to keep the constant pressure, and there's under 3 minutes, so you got to get a goal quickly, and then it's just everything's got to fall in line to tie this game.
Remember, this was the point, pretty much the exact same point. USF, they were down 3. They took their timeout, and they pulled their goalie, and obviously it didn't really make much. Well, it did make a difference in terms of Miami got a couple of goals, but didn't make much of a difference in terms of the outcome of the game. So pass in front, and that one ends up going all the way down.
Let's check out how far out of the crease that Hoffman's in.
Tell you what, Hoffman wants to go to the bench. I want Hoffman to go to the bench. You want Hoffman to go to the bench, but the Miami coaching staff does not. That goes all the way down, and maybe that's why it's icing.
That's not going to help you at all. Yep. This is what I was talking about, though. Miami had that offensive zone draw. It's all about keeping it down there, though, and they weren't able to do so. And now it causes an icing, and now you're in the opposite of where you want to be.
Now, remember, if Hoffman had been pulled, they would have been able to get him back on the ice after the icing. It's the one exception to the icing rule. There's a shot, and that one goes high. 2:24 remaining in the third period. Honestly, if you're Miami, there's a lot of good to take out of this third period, but like I said earlier, that second period really is going to, leave a bad taste in your mouth for sure. Miami gets the puck back with 2 minutes left. They can't get it out past the neutral zone, so Hoffman has to stay in. Miami will reset, but it's intercepted.
Yeah, time just running out. Yep.
Miami just wasting valuable clock at this point. Centering pass, Hoffman has to make the save, and now here come the Hurricanes, and Hoffman to the bench. 6-on-5, and just over the line offsides.
Oh my goodness.
Hoffman's reaction to that.
Santangelo, man. Oh my goodness.
Hoffman's reaction, he had just gone onto the bench, and he just laid back as if to say, no, this is all for nothing. What are they going to do here?
I think you just got.
I think you keep them. Yeah,
I think you got to take the
bench.
risk, right? I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? And
that's what they're going to do. So it's still 6-on-4. And they score. Empty net goal for Alexei Petrov. It's 5-2.
so,
Hoffman visibly upset as he comes back onto the ice, and obviously not upset with himself, upset with his teammates for just, I'm going to go out and say it, mismanagement of the last minute and a half.
Yeah, just not able to even just get any kind of offensive presence at all. They couldn't even get it in their own offensive zone, and that's really where you're seeing the frustration from Hoffman.
Yeah, you think about the turnovers, and you think about, how many stretch passes that they were trying to get off. Here comes Phillips. Phillips behind the net. Phillips with the head of steam tries to wrap around, and it doesn't go in.
Hoffman
still wants to go off, yeah. But I think his coaches are saying, no, don't even bother.
We're under a minute to go, and I don't really think it makes much sense.
This is going to be a frustrating loss for the Hurricanes as they take it in the neutral zone. Brandenstein. Coup. There's a shot, and that one is saved. Hoffman looks back at the clock. And here come the Hurricanes again. That pass is blocked off a USF skate. And it's sent all the way down the lane. This is not going to be icing, though. Hoffman giving chase, 20 seconds left. Phillips. Miami might have a rush left in them. But either way, this is going to end with Miami losing. And here's an interception, backhanded shot, save made. And that will pretty much do it for this one. Miami falls 5-2. It's a 1-3 weekend for the Hurricanes. And there's some pushing and shoving after the final whistle. A USF player was caught up in the Miami scrum, and he was pushed down. It looks like it may have been intentional, but I'm not going to speculate beyond that. Miami pleading their cases to the refs and saying, hey, listen, we were just trying to, hold our guys up, and this guy came out of nowhere, and that's the case that they're pleading. But I think this is just going to kind of end it. There's not going to be a penalty, it doesn't look like, on that.
Obviously not the outcome that Miami wanted, but they come away this weekend at the ACDC level 1-1, winning yesterday 7-4, losing today 5-2. Not the ending they wanted, but still bright spots we saw. The second period obviously going to be looked back at like, hey, what can we do better? But lots to look forward to and learn from for this ACDC team. And it'll be a fun rest of the season covering this group as we see how they kind of shift around the roster as well.
Yeah, and, Miami definitely struggling this weekend. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Their ranking, with some rankings I believe come out after next weekend's games for the D3 level, is going to go down. There's no way around it. USF showing how good they are, both at the ACDC level and at the D3 level. They were in it for most of the game yesterday on the ACDC level. They obviously come across with the win today. There's a lot to like about Miami's play, especially in the first and third period today. There's a lot to like about the D3 team's play in the first period earlier today. There's a lot of positive to build off of, but the way these losses have come is going to be hard to overcome for the Hurricanes.
Absolutely, and I think if you're the Hurricanes program overall, you just got to kind of go past this week and move on. UCF next weekend here in Kendall on the 14th and 15th. that's a very beatable team for Miami, and they will just have to move on. And it'll be a fun series next weekend right here in Kendall. USF's a gritty squad that took it to these Bulls. They actually beat the M3 team of the Bulls, so that'll be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things I think Miami's going to have to work on in practice this week is those late game scenarios. So, you know, if you look back at the last 2 minutes of this game and you see the turnovers that Miami made, and not saying it would have been the difference in the game. You know, you still got to score, right? But if you can get Hoffman off a minute earlier, 30 seconds earlier, you're in a lot better position to get the goal, to get, you know, multiple goals even, and you know, turn that 5-2 loss into, at the very least, a tie. And I think that's something that they're going to have to work on going into the next week's games. But at the same time, you take that positive of the win yesterday, and you know, work on you take the positives of the first and third, most of the third period from today, and build off that going into the weekend. And there's going to be some guys that have turned some heads on this ACDC squad that, you know, maybe they might get some opportunities next weekend. We'll see. Next weekend will be the last weekend before the holiday break. So there's a lot that we're going to be looking for next week. Potential to see Max Metzimer's final games with the Hurricanes as he moves on at the end of the semester. Metzimer's been injured the past couple of weeks. And the opportunity to see this group one more time together before we get some reinforcements with the Hurricanes to start next semester. So a lot to look forward to next weekend and moving forward. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this one up. It's been a long but exciting weekend, Connor. You have a final thought before we wrap it up? Since, I mean, you called most of those goals, so I'll let you have the last word.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you were here for 1 minute or all 4 games that we had this weekend, we really appreciate you guys tuning in.
That's 240 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, 200. My gosh, it really felt like it, though, Justin, I got to tell you. But that'll do it for us from Kendall Ice Arena. We thank you so much for tuning in for the University of Miami Club Hockey Network. I'm Connor Stein, joined by Justin Cohen. Thank you so much for everything you did directing this show and making it run smoothly as it usually hopefully does. And we'll
leave that to the commenters.
Yeah, we'll say so long for now from Kendall, and thank you so much for watching.